Hi guys. In today's video, I'll be talking about what is the process to create and sell your NFTs on the site called Atomic Hub and which are the different tools you can use to create your first NFT. And as I have covered in my last couple of videos, I focus mainly on which are the new upcoming NFT based games and why I think they have a lot of potential to grow during the coming months. And in today's video, I'll be focusing more on the art and collectibles which you can find on the NFT platforms like Atomic Hub and why, if you have still not created an account on Atomic Hub, you should probably create one at the earliest possible because this will help you collect NFTs even if you're not planning to create some of the NFTs on your own. The reason is because I created my account on Atomic Hub sometime back when I heard about a airdrop by Banano, where they were giving out a batch of NFTs to all the participants in the airdrop. And also when I started playing a game called Alien Worlds, where you could save or even trade the NFTs you earn through that game. And one good thing about Atomic Hub is that the other popular NFT trading platforms like Rarible and OpenSea, they are based on Ethereum, which means for every transaction you have to pay a very high Ethereum transaction fee, but Atomic Hub needs a very low cost, even less than a cent for each transaction. So it's even cheaper than what you pay typically on your Binance Smart Chain transactions. So this creates opportunity for even small or new artists because on Ethereum platform, most of the work being traded is by big collaborations who can afford to pay the fees because they plan to sell their NFTs for a much higher price, which can cover any transaction costs. So in Atomic Hub, even if you don't want to start with some investment to start purchasing NFTs for trading, you can still collect a lot of NFTs because so far, as you can see that I have sold about $100 worth of NFT. I've also bought about $88 and I'm currently holding about close to $100 more of NFTs in my account. And I did not purchase any of them because most of the NFTs I have in my account, I received them through several airdrops. The first set, as I mentioned earlier, was the Crypto Monkeys, which I got from Banano, and these are the ones which I received from Alien Worlds. And similarly, there are a lot of airdrops happening on Twitter, especially by the new artists who are looking to promote their work. So you can collect a lot of NFTs, and then you can decide to trade. You know, if some of the ones, if you want to keep for long term, for example, I'm holding a lot of Street Fighter NFTs for long term because this is something I'm interested in and I won't mind keeping it for a long time. Also, I received some of them from this company called Tops, which creates NFTs on baseball players. And this is also NFT market is a bit different than your other crypto markets because depending on what kind of NFTs a particular person wants, there might be a different demand and different price being asked for different NFTs because if a particular person is willing to pay a much higher price, you would be able to sell off a certain NFT for a much higher price than what you purchased it for. For example, the main profit which I made so far on Wax is because sometimes I would find some of these Topps baseball cards for a very low price on the platform. So then I'll purchase them and then I'll put them up for sale. And if there's a person who's willing to purchase them for a much higher price, I'll usually make a good profit. So you can think of different ways whether you want to create a NFT portfolio for long term or you want to start trading so you can keep making profit on the side, whichever you prefer. But as I started looking at work from different artists, I also decided to start creating some NFTs on my own. So recently I made my first batch of NFTs because one area which interests me more in the art is related to the mythical characters. So the first one I decided to make was of Zeus, the Greek god, who's holding lightning and an eagle in his other hand. And I'll probably give you a quick overview of what is the process of creating an NFT like. It's not too complicated, at least what I was thinking earlier. It's pretty straightforward. And maybe later, once I start making more NFTs, I'll probably create some detailed tutorials about the whole process, which kind of tools you need to use, what are the different steps involved. But let me give you a quick recap. So, based on what I saw interacting with the other NFT artists, I realized that the first step generally is to create a rough sketch with a pencil on paper, and this is what I did. I had done some sketching long time back, so this is something which did not take me too much time. In about 15-20 minutes, I was able to create a draft sketch on paper, and later what I did was I transferred it to a tool called Krita. Krita is basically a freeware which has a very similar functionality to Photoshop, because Photoshop is a licensed software which has a cost involved, and I did not want to invest a lot of money right up front in the beginning of my first set of NFTs. And but I noticed that most of the professional NFT creators, they use Photoshop for their digital editing, and they use a tablet called Wacom, which helps them make the sketches digitally directly. So it's basically similar to the tablets which we normally use, but it is specifically designed for making sketches where you can uh, you can start drawing with a digital pencil on that tablet, and you would have your sketch directly ready in a digital form, and you will not have to do this double work of transferring it from paper back into a digital form. But that also is quite expensive, because a good model of Wacom tablet, I think it costs around $2,000 to $3,000. So I don't know, maybe in future, if I get really serious about making NFTs, I might consider that. But for now, at least for my first set of NFTs, I'll probably try to use as much of free software and tools available as possible. So after I transferred my the sketch I had drawn on a paper, I took a photo and I imported into Krita. And next, there are different layers you need to prepare. You'll have to start making the outline through the digital pencil and digital brush you have available. Here you can see different kind of pencils, paint, brushes, everything, where you can change the thickness and intensity. And one by one, you'll have to start adding different layers to fill in more details and color. And lastly, you can add some animation effects, and you can add in the background. And this would, one thing I realized as I was making the different layers is that when you are making a sketch with a pencil, it's very easy for you to add different effects like shadow, depth, or light reflection, because you can control the intensity or pressure you're putting on the pencil to make it more thicker or lighter. But in with the digital tools, it's much more difficult, and this is something I'll probably have to research more, because otherwise it looks very flat, and you'll have to do some research about what are the different techniques available in the different tools to add this depth, shadow, light, these kind of effects. So maybe once I create my next batch of NFTs, I'll probably uh, investigate more about that. Another thing which you need to keep in mind is, once you have NFT ready, depending on whichever tool you have used, it's a very straightforward process to put it up for sale in Atomic Hub. And here, when you go to the section called NFT Creator, it will ask you to add a section called Create a New Collection. And like I'd created a single NFT, I just made a basic collection. I did not put in too much details about the template and schema. But I would suggest that if you get serious about making NFTs, you should plan how you want to create different pieces because there is a process called whitelisting by Atomic Hub where they check and review the quality of your work and what kind of collection you're making, if there is a particular theme about what kind of NFTs you're making. So it'll improve your chances on getting whitelist if you have a clear pattern and plan for what kind of NFTs you're making. So in my next set, probably I'll come up with ideas for making 3 or 4 NFTs on a particular theme, maybe related to some similar mythical characters like the one I created now. And I'll plan what kind of template, what kind of schema I'm doing. Because once you get whitelisted, it gives your work much better visibility and it gives you additional features on how you want to share it. So for anyone who has an artistic side, I think this is one area you should definitely try because in future I see the demand for digital NFTs on the crypto world to be growing a lot, and there is a lot of potential to be made if you are able to create high quality NFTs. Let me know if you have any doubts or you want to ask something related to Atomic Hub or any other similar sites. And I'll probably make another follow-up video on this once I start making more NFTs and I have a collection ready, which I will upload through a template. And I'll probably apply for the whitelist process, and I'll probably also comment about how was my experience with that on Atomic Hub. Thank you.